All right, this is a little update. So Unseen Perfidy, I knew him by other names, and I was trying to remember, is it Cardinal Virtues? And it's not that, or maybe that was one of them, and it was something else, Constitutional Epistem. Anyway, I never watched him way back, but I do remember the handle Sith Randal, or Sith Randal, something like that. Just Sith Randal for short. And so uh, since he unblocked me, I went and read the comments, and it turns out, yes, it's just rhetorical. There was nothing particularly bad or hard to understand. I've done a lot worse in comments, and I there's various reasons for that. I'm thinking of editing my comments more. I mean, because it's kind of out of date, the reason. But one, I always thought comments were like CB chatter. You don't correct that. 10-4, good buddy, I'm going down the road. Oh, excuse me, I mean 10-4, comma, good buddy, comma. I'm going down the road. Backspace, 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 highway 64. You just. And then the other thing is, if you're a little bit sloppy, it brings the grammar and spelling Nazis out. And I started in the written word here, forums, Usenet, this kind of thing. So that used to be a big deal, but it's not so much anymore. But I went back there, and example, I think one of the worst things I did is I had in one of the comments somewhat instead of someone. So it's just a rhetorical thing because I guess he reads the comments, can't understand them, and I can only come up with one theory as to why I didn't understand those. So it's like there are other reasons, like we're coming from different values, or it takes a while to get oriented. First impressions when you talk about statistics are always crap. It's not anywhere near a statistical level at that point. So sometimes if someone's confusing, it might mean their ideas don't hold together, but it's equally likely. Well, I don't know if it's equally likely, but it's also possible that you just have to get oriented on what they're trying to say. And if you just want to goof on idiots and make yourself feel smarter that way, goofing on random hand-picked people from the internet, hand-chosen to pick on and work on, then you're not going to really want to spend the time if it's too much work. If you can't tell in the first few seconds, but that's why you just should keep on young earth creationism and stuff, where from the idea itself you can make a lot of other judgments. Because in politics, like wanting military intervention somewhere or not wanting it, most people are ill-informed, will be ill-informed about it, so that plays a role. But among the well enough informed people, there's still a difference of opinion. And that's where I like to get. I like to see where people stand. If people are going to bitch about, well, it wasn't a war crime, it was a war crime, I want to know that something depends on that. Because most people will say, no, it wasn't a war crime. And if you showed them, if somehow hypothetically you could prove to them, and they thought, okay, you're right, that one was a war crime, they're still going to go, but it doesn't matter because da-da-ba-da. Or it shouldn't be a war crime. So it's okay to say that wasn't a war crime, but I also want to know, well, hypothetically, if it is or isn't, what's the next step? Like, I'll discuss, was it illegal what Manning did, and he was in the military, so what role did that play? I'm happy to be informed on that, but different courts would decide different things and whatnot, and we also need to discuss the idea of, well, should it be illegal? My proposal on this stuff is, how about this? How about this as a compromise? I said it in the other video, but people don't notice. You got to repeat, repeat, repeat. So this is a proposal, a compromise. How about this? When you release information that shows the government's doing something illegal, the person that released the information has immunity until such a time as there are prosecutions ongoing in all of the illegal activities so revealed. Because I understand the civil disobedience argument, and it's like, okay, you did that for the country, we have to take the ramifications. But I don't understand if the people, I don't understand when someone comes to you and tells of a crime and you arrest them and don't do anything about the other crime. That doesn't seem fair. So, yeah, I'm not as excited about Sith Randal's video because he seems to be really like to take the shortcut. Um, and I mean, the things I said, like for example, one of the things I was saying is I used my bank example. I'm like, they need to tell us what's going on. It's like for the bank, they don't try to hide that there even is a bank. They don't try to hide where the bank is or that the money is in the safe. You just hide the combination, and that's what. And then I said that's what I want to do with our policies. Tell us what the kinds of things you're doing, like you have spies, and here's your interrogation techniques. Just keep the passwords hidden. It should just be that final password type information. His answer to me is like, well, should they release the nuclear code? The nuclear code's a password. And that's me being drunk. No. That's an example of the password. See, what I'm saying is we shouldn't hide the fact that we have nuclear weapons. You understand? I'm saying if we had a whole nuclear weapons program, yeah, they can hide the passcodes, but I wouldn't support them hiding that we had thousands of nuclear warheads that they hadn't told anybody about. That I would not support. I do not understand. It must be because of you. Everybody knows my mental capacity is infinite. So I'm not looking forward to that one. But I'm looking forward to Skep's because I'm not sure which way he's going to go. It's like Skep is smart. I know he knows this, and I think it that other people do have other informed opinions that disagree with his own. It could be that the hobby doesn't leave room for that, but I think it does. On the other hand, he does have this tendency to veer off into, I'll try to find the weak. You're an idiot, and argument through that kind of stuff because he was reasonable with. It has numbers in it, so I always remember the Ella. But is it Stella K or? Sorry, Stella. I like your videos a lot. He was reasonable to her and said it was nice that she was reasonable, but in the end, he called her argument a straw man. So, which is ironic because that's as far as the accusation. See, we've agreed on a subject, and the only accusation or mocking kind of stuff that I see myself as having done with Skep or Randall is besides disagreeing on the basic, on supporting Snowden or not, or how lenient would you want to go, is that they're choosing straw men. You go choose an idiot, beat them up, and go see the things that idiot believed. Those are not credible. That's what literally. That's the actual technical. That's example of straw man. So that's funny. And the other thing that's funny is I'm bringing this up in a video that Unseen, in comments to a video that Unseen Perfidy made to Skid Row Radio titled Useful Idiot, which is another term for that phenomena. A useful idiot. Find somebody that's an idiot that has a position. Find an idiot that supports George Zimmerman, and you attack them, and therefore it's an idiotic position. Well, in their hands, everything is an idiotic position. Now, I like to go find the best representative I can find, of a position, and argue with them. They taught me that at Berkeley in philosophy school, I have to admit. At the time I was reticent to give them credit for such things. I saw myself as fighting all these ideas they were trying to shove on, but certain standards like that, I just adopted because it made sense, You find the strongest argument. If somebody has a minor error in their argument, you repair it and argue against that. Because that way ideas progress. But if you just want to go back and argue Pascal's wager forever with people, then that's a hobby that I approve. Go ahead and do it. But when they try to do that with me, I think it's usually, well, we really would have to have a battle drone because people tend to give up.